Welcome to another tutorial by Ernest ODell. Today we're going to discuss the fishbowl method, going old school, and marketing with what the old timers in the direct marketing industry used to call as the fishbowl. This marketing strategy works for just about any business model you can think of, whether you're in the freebie business niche or you're in a brick and mortar business, restaurant, you name it. You'll find this strategy of building your customer base a very powerful method in your marketing arsenal. You've probably seen those fish bowls sitting on the counter next to the cash register in restaurants, convenience stores, etc. You know, these, the ones that are full of business cards. The owner of the establishment has put the fishbowl out there for some reason with some offer for a free prize or a free meal or a coupon or some other type of offer, right? Most business owners are too busy to do anything with them. And if you ask them why they have the fishbowl on the counter, they'll tell you, I don't know, I'm just collecting business cards. Well, that's great. That's an opportunity. You might be able to do something for them, like, start a newsletter for them. You might be able to develop a website for them if they don't already have one, because they're too busy. Or you might build a lead acquisition system for them. Okay. What's great is that if you're putting out a newsletter or a mailer to your customers, or if the restaurant owner or the business owner is doing that, that's great, because people that drop the cards in there, they're already showing an interest of being on their subscriber list. Here's the deal: if they already have a fishbowl with cards in it on their counter, it shows some incentive that they're trying to do something for their business. They're trying to increase business. They're trying to bring more business in and bring more return business. And what does return business and regular customers do? But they talk to others, and word of mouth, they bring them more referrals. So why not incentivize the business owners to allow you to place one of your ballot boxes in there next to theirs? It's not going to compete. I'm going to show you how to make yourself some money and make them some money to boot, because it's not going to compete against them. It's going to set you out ahead of the pack. See if the business owner will let you leave a contest ballot box like the one shown on this screen. See if they'll let you leave it on their counter with a prize offering on it, and incentivize the owner with a $10 or a $20 bonus for each conversion to your offer. Let's say you're doing a freebie offer for Z&Z My Cash Freebies, Instant Rewards, Paradise Freebies, My Cash Loot, whatever. And your prospect, they leave the card, their business card, in the box, and you call them up, send them an email, and they sign up. Then you can incentivize, you can mark down where you got that card from which business, and you can go back in there and slip the owner a 10 or a 20 or a $50 bill, whatever arrangements you've made with them. Okay. And you have to work on honesty, okay, because there's really no way that he's going to track it, and he's probably not going to be concerned about tracking it anyway. But be honest with him. Number two, patronize the business. So he's already making some money off of you, all right? Now, when your prospect signs up for your program and they complete their offers in, a CPA business, say, for instance, Instant Rewards or My Cash Freebies or one of the others, you will have made enough money to pay out a little incentive to the business owner. Okay, so it's not going to hurt you. It's kind of like you doing a referral trade with somebody else on Facebook or another ad venue. Now, how do you incentivize your prospects to leave you a business card in your ballot box? Okay, this may seem like the hard part. But this is where it gets interesting, okay? You can do this a number of ways. First, you've got to get some economical ballot type boxes from a supplier. The cheap kind. You can get the little plastic acrylic. You can get corrugated cardboard, Coroplast. you can go to your local supplier like Office Max, Office Depot, Staples. There's several companies. Show you real quick here. Go over here. Displays to Go. You can go online to displays2go.com. Displays the number 2 go.com. They have all kinds of ballot boxes, suggestion boxes right here. Okay, ballot, suggestion, comment boxes, contest boxes, fundraising. Okay, I don't see any Fishbowls in here, but you can go over there. You can look at some of the stuff there. Office Depot. They got some that are cheap, some are expensive, some of them are priced. You can buy them individually. You can just buy 1 or 2 items if you need, or you can buy them in batch lots. Okay. Same thing over here with Office Max. You can get on each site and just type in a search for suggestion box. Boxes, suggestion boxes, and then hit search, and you'll come up with Office Max, ballot box, suggestion boxes, black steel. Some of them are cardboard. You don't have to wait for them to come in. Okay. Some of these ship. Your price on these corrugated ballot boxes, and they'll tell you whether some of them are eligible for store pickup or not. Okay. They'll even tell you, they're white corrugated, and you might have to buy them in flats of 25. Your price, $30. $30.79. And then, of course, you do want to look at the boxes, look at the individual size, and see how they come packed. You don't want to pay $30 for just one box. Okay. You want to look at the dimensions. All right. Technical details here. It's a 10 by 10 by 9. It's kind of big. Okay. There might be some accessories that go with it. Product overview, customer reviews. They're shipped out flat and sold in bundle quantities. Okay. If you go to your local store, Office Max, they may have them right there in your store. So check. Call over there. You can do a search in your area for Office Max and find a store locator right here in your area, or Office Depot, or if you're using Staples, you can go over to Staples. Same thing. Type in suggestion boxes. You can go over to their website. You can find all kinds of different styles, cheap, some of them expensive, some of them cardboard, some steel, some of them acrylic. Okay. And then, of course, good old Amazon. Hey, did you know that Amazon.com has suggestion boxes? And you can get some cheaper than others, and even suggestion slips. But you're not going to need those, because all you're going to do is put a little sign on there saying, leave your business card. Now, I'm going to show you here, all right, where you're going to print up a sign. You can do it on cardstock. You can just make it, sizable to slip down inside of one of the more expensive models in the slot, or you can cut it to size and tape it to the front of these little corrugated boxes. But use something, like the following text up here. Need extra income? Do you have a home computer with internet access? Would you like to earn an extra $300, $500 a week part-time? To learn more, leave your business card. Thanks, Marie. You can put your first name on there if you want. Here's the thing. Let me go back. You can fix that sign to the front of your box. All right. You can put it in a vertical format, up and down, or you can put it in a landscape format. Depending on the size of the box. Cut it to fit. Measure your boxes out first and make sure you cut it to fit. If you want to leave your first name at the end of your ad copy, like I just showed you there, okay, that's okay. It'll give your marketing a little bit more personal touch. So when you call them, they'll know that you're calling, and they'll probably be looking for you to call pretty soon. You don't need to do this. The key here is this, okay? You don't need to leave any contact info, no URL, no phone number, okay? What you're looking to do here is simply collect business cards. How do you get your business owner to give you permission to leave your ballot box next to theirs on the counter? Incentivize him or her, whichever the case may be. Give them a cut if somebody signs up, offering, like I said, $10 or $20 of bonus for each prospect. Now, if your prospect comes in there, let's say they do the instant reward starter in the 60 and you've made $90. Okay. Is it worth $10 or $20 to him? Sure it is. Is it worth $10 or $20 to you? Sure it is. You betcha. If you give 10 or 20% tithe at church, why not give 10 or 20%, to the business owner? If you've made $100, from a lead that came in through a store, give him $10. And while you're there, buy a meal or buy something. If it's a convenience store, get a candy bar, Coca-Cola, whatever, okay, or a bottle of water. Whatever you do, trade with them, okay? How does a business owner know who does what? Okay, well, that's hard to tell. It's like I said, it's based on a test of trust on your part. If you keep coming in there for a real long time over and over, day by day, picking up cards and swapping the boxes out and not giving a business owner an envelope with some money in it, cash, okay, he's going to be, kind of wondering, if you're really making some money, so slip him something. Buy something from him. Let him know that you're going to trade with him and you're going to make this worth your while. You're going to pay rent for that little 9, 10, 12 square inches on his counter. And make sure you talk to him about letting his people, his cashiers, know that, don't put this back behind the counter and hide it, because it's not going to make him any money. It's not going to make you any money either, all right, if it's not seen. Patronize his business. That counts for a lot, believe it or not. Bring your family in there. Bring your boyfriends, your girlfriends in. Bring your kids. If it's a restaurant, patronize the business. Shop there. If it's a convenience store, if it's a boutique, if it's, like an Ann Taylor store, a ladies' clothing shop, or a Coldwater Creek, you'd be surprised, okay, if they're in your neighborhood, okay, if you live close to a strip center or a mall, if they let you, put it in there, talk to them. If they're a mom and pop shop, those are the ones you want to target. The big chain stores, I don't know, they may have rules against that, okay, so you have to kind of talk to each one. The big chain stores and the franchisees, they may not allow that kind of stuff. So you got to talk to people. Talk to each one. Don't rule anybody out. Okay? Don't discount anybody, because, you might have a manager with a franchise or a national brand running a branch operation. Maybe even at the bank. Talk to your bank. Talk to your banker. Okay? If your banker sees you making a lot of deposits there from your business, tell them, you got some more. Can you leave this over there on, the new accounts desk with the new accounts manager, or up on the teller's counter, or up on the little deposit table, where people make out their deposits? Because believe it or not, people, some people still do deposit paper checks into their checking account. They still go into the bank. I know ever since direct deposit and all this stuff, and sending money from PayPal to the bank has made some banks a little bit lighter on the traffic. But believe me, there's still people going into the banks. All right, you never know who you're going to get there. Same thing at the grocery store. Instead of putting flyers up on the community bulletin board and having yours covered up with somebody's other flyer, selling an old clunker, talk to the store manager and see if they'll if they'll let you leave one up there on the customer service counter. I do it all the time in these small stores and big stores, small towns, big towns. All right? Patronize the business. That counts for a lot. It really does. This is why I can go down here and almost ask for anything. I can ask for almost anything of my store managers down here at these stores, and they'll let me do it. Okay? Because I spend hundreds of dollars a week, in their stores. We spend a lot of money in their stores. Now, Sam's, they probably won't let me do it. I haven't tried Sam's. I haven't tried Walmart either. So, it kind of depends. You got to build a relationship with some people. Some do, some don't, so what? Move on. Don't get into the big stuff. Now, this is just a test theory, and it might work better than some other offline methods. So, don't discount it. As I said, flyers and tear-off strips work well for the local market. You just got to be careful where you put your flyers and tear-off strips. Okay, your tear-off flyers, you don't want to put them up in bus stops because, look, all right, these people don't have money. They probably can't afford to do. You might get a few leads, but they're going to be very low turnout. Okay, so you might want to take your tear-off strip flyers and put them up in the laundry room of the apartment or the condo complex. You might want to talk to your apartment complex managers, the office managers, and see if they'll let you put a little ballot box in there. Or maybe fill out one of those little pieces of paper, where they can put their name and their phone number and their email address if they don't have a business card. If they take the time and the effort to give you their name and their number and their email address, or just their name and number, they may be hesitant to give you their email address, and just call them up, said no hard sell, but you showed an interest of making an extra $300 to $500 a week, and I thought I'd give you a call and send you some information. Do you have an email account? Do you have a computer? Because the key here, like I said before, if you go back here, is you want to make sure that they read this. Do you have a home computer with internet access? Now, if they're in an apartment complex, you want to make sure they're not on a shared IP, because this could cause you problems, because a shared IP has the same IP number, and it would cause conflicts, okay, because everybody's at the same address. In the instant rewards business and just about any other CPA business I know of, you've got to have one account per household. These shared IPs tend to cause problems and cause people, to get shut down for, whatever reason they don't know. If they're coming all out of the same apartment complex but a different apartment, eventually they can be sorted out if you send in your information. So you don't want to run into that. You want to make sure that, you talk to people and you ask them, do they know what a shared IP address is? Are they on an IP that's shared with the apartment complex? If they don't know, have them call up the apartment manager. If the apartment manager doesn't know, get in touch with their tech support people, okay? Because it happens. I've got people in my mastermind club that run into this problem. And because of bandwidth constrictions, they're always going up and down, up and down. They don't have reliable connections. That could cause them a problem on crediting. So you want to make sure that if you do advertise in an apartment complex or a condo, that you work out some of these technical issues with them, all right? If you post them, like I said, on a community bulletin board, in a grocery store or something like that, you're going to have to go back on a regular basis and, put up new flyers, because most store managers will have those boards cleaned off. If they don't do it, they'll have somebody do it. And really, folks, it's hard to compete with a flyer for a lost dog. It really does. It pulls on your heartstrings, and in some areas, returns are just low, okay? This is not discounting, dog lovers. I'm a dog lover. I got, dogs. I've had dogs all my life and pets, so I love dogs and I know how it is when I lost mine. Uh, Breaks your heart, and it's hard to, it really is. It's hard to compete with a heart tug. Okay, so be careful where you place your stuff, and be careful. Be selective where you place your fishbowl, your ballot boxes, your suggestion boxes, etc. If you can't find, you know, fish bowls, you might go to your local dollar store and find something in plastic or acrylic, something that doesn't break. If some kid knocks it off of the counter and it breaks, you could have, if it's got your business card taped to the bottom of it, you could end up, with a lawsuit. Who knows? In today's litigious society, anything goes. So you want to kind of take some precautions. Think ahead. Think outside the box, literally, and think of the unintended consequences. You don't want to open yourself up to too many liabilities. This works as long as you take certain precautions and put some thought into it. Okay, this little 16-page presentation is only a template. Okay, to give you some ideas. This whole presentation is a template to give you some ideas to expand off of. Okay. Now, the fishbowl method tends to work better because of several reasons. One, only interested prospects are going to leave you a business card. Okay? You've already got an interest. You're not cold calling them when you call them up. They're expecting to hear from you. Number two, only people with financial means, they could afford to get these business cards. Perhaps their company paid for them. Who knows? But they've got some financial means. It tells you one of two things. They either have their own business and they bought their own business cards, or they are still working. They're just wanting a little extra. And even if their company did pay for those business cards, it's all right. Number three, and this is the key, they are going to be looking for a call from you. They will be expecting to hear from you. Then, about once a day, or every other day, make your way around town and go pick up your business cards. If you have business cards in the box, you can take the box and kind of shake it. And here, if you got business cards in there, then swap the ballot box out. Mark the box with a code for your business. You might keep a ledger. You might take a notepad with you, a stenographer's pad, okay? And you might keep track of these cards in a database. You might put them in a file, and you might make a little folder. You take these manila folders for XYZ store, or the Shrimp Alley restaurant, or Arg the Pirates Alley, game room, whatever. Put those cards in there. And you may want to enter them into a contact database. There's all kinds of ways that you can keep track of this stuff. You can build your own list, okay, whether they actually sign up for your offer or not. Guess what? You've got names and addresses right now with those cards that you can put into your own database, and you can use them for other direct marketing venues. You might do a little mailing piece. You might send them out a Christmas card at the end of the year. Look at sendoutcards.com, SOC.com. Look up Jack Bastide on Facebook, BASTIDE, or Willie Crawford. These guys are sending out cards. You don't even have to handle them. You don't even have to address them. You can just pay for them, and they send out the cards for you. Okay. When you get your boxes, get your cards collected. You can file them. You can enter them into a database. You can track where you got your leads. You can use them for other marketing purposes. If you're an entrepreneur, nothing happens without a sale. So everybody's a salesman at one point or another. Even babies know how to sell. A crying baby knows how to close the sale. You know, mommy, I want that candy bar. No, get your hands off that rack or I'm going to spank you right here in front of everybody. Oh my God, you know, child abuse. Displays to Go sells a little corrugated ballot box. I've showed you that before. They sell in minimum lots of 25, and they're just plain white. All you have to do is fold them up along the scores. They're even pre-cut with a hole in the top for people to drop their business cards. Mind you, anything that you do in the way of offline marketing in a brick and mortar business is always a test. You may have to change up the display or change up the ad copy on your signage. You may even find some business owners who will let you leave your ballot box without any incentivization. In any case, always get permission from the business owner. I had some different ads running years ago for satellite TV and convenience stores, gas stations, and truck stops. The truck stops always did very well. I couldn't leave them at the gas centers, you know, for the state gas centers and rest areas, you know, when you come across the state line, because most of them are paid for by the state government, you know, and they're operated by the Department of Highways. So, you know, they wouldn't leave that, you know. But you might leave something surreptitiously laying around, you know, like a business card. A little 2.5 by 3.5 inch business card with the same ad copy on it, okay, similar to this, with your URL. Need extra income? Do you have a home computer with internet access? Would you like to earn $300 to $500 a week part-time? To learn more, call Marie at, you know, phone number, or apply online at your URL. Put your URL on there, okay? So, you know, you might surreptitiously leave, you know, something like that. You can go to Vistaprint.com and get plain little white business cards. Get 250 of them for $9.95. They'll ship them free, or you just pay for the shipping. You can get the 250 free. Just get regular cards. Have them shipped to you. You can even put them on some of the, some of the template. You can use their templates. You don't have to do plain. You can put them on some of the templates that show money. All right. If you want to get fancy and not use the plain old corrugated cardboard ballot box, and use an actual fishbowl, then you might find one, like I said, over at your local dollar store. And of course, glass bowls tend to break when they're knocked off the counter, so you know, be careful about using them, because you don't need that kind of noise in your life. If you find the plastic or an acrylic fishbowl in a pet store or the pet department over at Walmart, Kmart, Target, you know, you can pick one up and slap the sign on the front, you know, of the fishbowl, and you can kind of just walk in and see, well, there's cards there, reach in and get them, okay? You can leave the bowl there. So that's another idea. You know, you can just take that deal like I showed you on page 1 over here on page 2, okay? This one here, get a plastic bowl. You can find it in plastic and acrylic. Put a sign on the front. You got it made, okay? You can see that it's got cards in it. You don't have to replace it. Yeah, you can do that, okay? Now, let's get back down here to page 14. You tape your sign to the card, or to the box, or slide it in the slot. Just in case the merchant needs to contact you, you want to tape your business card to the bottom of the box and let them know how to contact you if they need to. And you might even write the name of the store or the business on there. Okay. If you can't find what you want, there's thousands of different types of boxes. These ballot boxes, suggestion boxes, there's literally thousands of places. You can go to Amazon, Office Max, Office Depot, Staples, DisplaceToGo.com. You might have a local mom and pop office supply store. We have one over here in Levelland that I go to all the time, Scripps. There's all sorts of ways to market your CPA business online and offline. In the past, I've found that the ballot box works a lot better than flyers if you apply them properly. Okay, they work better than flyers, brochures, and the flyer with tear-off strips. Each method, of course, has its own place in the marketing spectrum. But for something that is left unattended, the ballot box works extremely well on several levels. Okay. For one, you can go by, like I said, and pick up your cards on a periodic basis, or you can swap out the boxes or whatever. You do indeed want to go by and pick them up on a regular and timely basis. Don't let your cards sit there too long, or they'll age, and the prospect might not remember leaving their card when you call them. If you can afford to, place these boxes close to home in your own neighborhood for several reasons. One, you can service them every day without having to drive all over town. Putting them in your neighborhood merchants' locations makes it easier for you to check on them each day. And the merchants are most likely going to be those that you already know and you trade with. So work with people you know. If they have a box or a fishbowl out there and they don't know what to do with it, talk to them. Tell them you'll do the work for them. Tell them you'll build a website or a lead acquisition system for them, and you want to put out a weekly or a monthly special menu, coupon. You can do the heavy lifting for them. You'll trade and barter some of your time for the expertise that they need, because they're too busy running a business. They don't have time to do this. So there's all kinds of ways you can talk to a business owner. They're not, creatures from Mars. They're human beings just like you and me. If your businesses are within walking distance, it's a great way to save on gas, and you can walk your route and get some exercise. Otherwise, you can ride a bike and make your rounds. If you don't have a car and you're depending on public transportation, stick close, okay? You might get off a few blocks early before you get home and, walk your route and make your rounds to the stores, okay? So you kind of have to, like I said, up here, think outside the box. This is Ernest ODell, and I'm with InstantRewardsNetwork.com and /DMS Group. And you can also watch this presentation on our YouTube channel, and we will have this presentation available for you online at our channel, and I'll leave a link to it. So if you want to download this presentation and print it off, there will be a link right below this video in the description box. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you've learned a lot, and thank you for attending.